We haven't seen each other in a while.
We haven't seen each other in a while, and I've been really looking forward to catching up with the man, Mr. Wasserman himself, Kalle Sauerland. How have you been, and where have you been?
Quite an introduction.
I couldn't give you more.
I've been everywhere. I mean, we've had a very long 2023. The beginning of the year is always about the planning and putting the different units out there. Actually, I think we've had quite a quiet, what would appear to be quiet to the outside starts the year. This will only be our second show in the first quarter. We had Breedis Opataya that unfortunately has been postponed on the Tyson Fury Usyk card. But no, actually, I think it's been relatively slow in terms of doing events. In terms of making the events, that normally, unfortunately, means we're going to have like a mad run of 8 weeks in a row or something ridiculous, which we're all geared up for. We've got a show in Nashville in a few weeks' time. So, actually, no, we're in the first quarter. We'll have three events. So that's pretty slow, I find. But unfortunately, when you see the events, it normally means that the hard work's already happened. So the hard work's going on now for what you're going to see in the middle and later on in the year.
Talk to us about spinning those plates. A man that is not only got his hand in professional boxing, an experienced promoter, you've also got your hand in the Misfits, the crossover boxing, as it goes from strength to strength. But what I will say, Kalle, is it seems to have taken a little bit of a backseat since the fights have been going out to Saudi. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, backseat in terms of
the hype around it.
Oh no, I think it just got people have just got used to it. Whereas at the beginning it was like, what the hell is this? And now they sort of like, it's here and it's here to stay for quite a long time. No, I think that we had the largest selling event in the world, combat sports event in the world last year in terms of the
good card.
In terms of the prime card, that was the end of October. So. We then we've had 2 more shows since then. Leeds at the beginning of the year, it was the bigger numbers than any of the other non-pay-per-view events. So in terms of that, it's fantastic. We're working on our big sort of prime card style shows for later in the year. That's taking up a lot of time at the moment. So you're going to hear a lot about it.
We are looking forward to that, but we've got a great event coming up. We've got the return of Matty Harris, and of course we've got this headline. We've got Abass Baraou versus the hard-hitting
Channel 5 Friday night.
Yeah,
I think when you get the opportunity as a promoter to put boxing on terrestrial TV, you've got to make sure that you've got the right messages in there for people who don't watch that much boxing. So you've got a European championship between a Brit and a German, a Brit who don't know how to go backwards. A German who's got a fantastic punch, very slick, similar to a German football team. The ones that are quite sort of technical, but then when it comes to the kill, they are absolutely ruthless. Very similar, So the bookies have called it 50-50. That's not me saying it. So watch it Friday night to find out who wins, Germany or England.
The pressure's on Matty Harris, a young fighter last time out in Scotland a year ago, where we saw him lose via stoppage. His journey has been an interesting one, a bit of soul searching, a bit of changing trainer, a bit of hard graft. I've spoke to Peter, I've been there, I've seen what he's going through to develop him as a fighter. You was always someone that was adamant in the beginning, let's not rush Matty Harris, let's take our time. Talk to us about that experience from a promoter's point of view. See, I knew you.
So, yeah, I did say that.
You did.
And we didn't rush him. I think everything was at a very gentle, nice pace for him. I think that he got those knockout wins that you expect. Those are the sort of opponents he was boxing. He wasn't boxing Muhammad Ali. He was boxing opponents to learn ring craft, get around events, develop that experience, but at the same time work in the gym and work on new things that you could then obviously try it in a professional ring. That all worked, but I feel that he hadn't been used to that sort of level of let's call it fame, but he wasn't even there yet. It was on the way to being there, and he lifted off too early. You lift off after your career. Ask Carl Froch, and you're basically can't believe your own hype. You need to every day go in and think, I need to get better every day. And I just think that he, totally overlooked what was a little step up. I mean, it was a minimal step up in that fight. He should have blown the guy away though, or at least won on points comfortably. Never expect a knockout, but yeah, I was we had the show in the UK in Edinburgh that night, and I had one the same
Yes.
night in America. I got a text message for I thought was just a standard text. Matty Harris KO. I didn't realise it meant he's been KO'd. So I was like, what? Like, then he can't. Well, he must have been injured or something. No, he gassed. So I'm like, oh my god, right? Furious. Like, not even disappointed, just furious, because disappointed is when you know that talent has come up short. This wasn't talent coming up short. This was pure in the wrong place. So then I'll watch and I see what happens next, and then he appoints Pete Fury, and whew, that is some appointment. To convince Peter to do it, which is a great testament to Matty that he convinced him, and Peter believes in his talent. Doesn't take everyone, Peter, but at the same time, this is a mastermind. Peter Fury's an absolute mastermind, genius in the corner. I can't ask for more. So again, we haven't done anything yet, so we can't pay the bills with that. But it puts me in a great mental space around Matty Harris, because I know Peter's there. Pete believes in him, so I'm not totally off my rocker in believing in Matty Harris, because I really do believe in Matty Harris, or else I wouldn't have been angry. I would have been disappointed that night. Anger is a different thing. When you've done 24 years in boxing, you know that the feeling when someone loses, anger is normally related because you really believe in someone.
I like it, and I love an honest opinion.
Yeah,
but
straight.
We're going to move forward. Talk to us about what Wasserman Boxing have got planned. Give us a little taster of a schedule that you've got coming up, because sometimes, Kalle, I think Wasserman's the promoter that gets left behind. People are not really catching on to it like they should do.
Well, we sold more pay-per-views than anyone else in the country last year, but people forget that. But no, it's not.
Hit us with the facts, Kalle.
I like the fighters to tell the stories, and I'm happy to jump in and give my 2 cents as well. But at the same time, this year, what can you expect? 6 of these, 6 Channel 5 dates. We're working on a few other big ones, including Josh Kelly. Talking to Team Eubank at the moment, what's happening there next.
Nice one.
And of course, Harlem Eubank, Lyndon Arthur, when does he return? Lerone Richards, Chloe Watson, new champion there, new European champion. Now we've got to go get those world honours as well, sooner rather than later. So lots and lots of story points. People coming through. You'll see on Friday night, Tom Whelan, Dan Toward, So lots of exciting stuff this year.
Under the watchful eye, one of them's under the watchful eye of, we can see him here now, he's David Caldwell.
Yeah, Dave, I go a long way back with Dave. Great trainer, great boxing mind as well.
Listen, Kalle, I'm not going to keep you any longer before your PR strangles me on my video.
He's not so mean. Phil's all right.
No, Phil's lovely. Look, he's giving me the evils. Listen, until the next time, hopefully I'll see you fight night, and it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.